Not that, it's just a 3, 2, 1. It's like 10, 9, 3, 1. This is Morning Journal session number 189. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about origin stories. Warrior says, I'm ready. Warrior is ready, and I hope you are too. So let's get it started. All right, origin stories is the topic of conversation. Thank you all for joining us. Morning Journal, once again, every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Taking a couple breaths, getting ready to check in and see how everyone is. If you're in the VIP, you already know how Noble Ancient is. He's got that drip. You dig? Noble's got that drip, but not the type that you necessarily want. Respect the drip, fam. Respect the drip. So let's go ahead and see how everybody else is doing right now. Let me set the stage and start the conversation with this warm-up introductory prompt, if you will. Or if you won't, it's coming whether you like it or not, baby. Hate it or love it, we about to get into it. So let's go. Okay. Right now I am. That is where we're going to start. This is a little bit more open-ended. We don't necessarily need a number. We don't necessarily need a feeling. Whatever it is that you want to say about your status as we get ready to start is perfectly fine. So Tree says, right now I'm feeling good with a whole bunch of O's. Yeah, if you got a whole bunch of O's, then you're probably feeling good, you dig? Man says, I'm hungry because I brushed my teeth. So Warrior says, I'm at work, wired up, and ready to go. So nobody can pronounce any D that rests in the penultimate syllable of a word. Whenever Warrior types it, you just got to ignore that D. You have to imply that D. So re, never mind that D. Alexa says, right now I am sick but recovering. I am feeling ready for this morning journal. Let's go with a bunch of O's. Hey, look who it is. Fly Muffins has just entered the VIP. Thank you so much for joining us, Fly Muffins. It's been a minute. It's always great to see you pop in. I appreciate you. Let us know how you're doing. Right now, I am. And then just kind of say something about your status. Essa says, I'm ready to sleep week 1, and I'm already stressed. That's okay. It's stressed. Getting behind that 8 ball. Getting off to a fabulous start to the semester. Right now I am finishing, sadly, like the last little corner of my cup of coffee. And I got a big old glass of water sitting in front of me. I know that's the wrong order to do it in. You're supposed to hydrate before you caffeinate, but it's upside down day. Fly Muffin says, right now I am tired, long week, and a headache out of nowhere. A long week and a headache out of nowhere. Yeah, that's rough. I hate headaches. Kaloli, the Lowly has entered the VIP. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Lowly Needles, let us know how you like. Right now I am. So I'm wondering, we call Lowly Needles because of that new skill. I'm I'm wondering if you still working on that crochet, or what is it, needlepoint? What is it that you're doing with the needles? He's like, look, it's too early for you to be getting on me. He's like, oh, I'm actually doing that. Word? So, at some point in our life and situation, you're gonna have to change that PFP to your latest completed masterpiece. Oh, said, check out my progress on TikTok. So is your TikTok linked in your bio? Let us know. We'll definitely go and see what's going on with that. Francis is here, folks. Francis, thank you for joining us in the VIP this morning. As you come in, just let us know how you are, or describe your current state. Right now, I am. Tree says, I had to re-download TikTok. Hey, yo, Kaloli, go ahead and help us out. Go ahead and put that joint on Reels too. Some people don't need the toxicity of TikTok. It can be real iffy up there sometimes, you dig? I was talking to Warrior yesterday about the part of TikTok that I'm on. Everybody has their own, everybody's got their own version of TikTok, I don't know how I ended up on Thought Talk. Is that what you call it? Thought Talk? Or Thick Talk? I'm on Thick Talk. Trick Talk. Oh my goodness. So Tree says, I might not fall asleep. The music is kind of pumping today. Well, this is just to get us started, Sometimes, depending on the conversation, it might not be best to have this jamming music when we're getting into our heart and soul. But I think it's good to kind of elevate the energy in the beginning so people can kind of come in and get comfortable before we hit you with those haymakers, you dig? All right, let's get into the next prompt. We got another little check-in that we want to do before we get into sort of what is the meat of the conversation. I know some people might be a little bit confused. You're like, "Lo, I was coming in here to chill." I know. We're gonna get in character soon enough. But we just got to take our time and make sure everybody's feeling good. All the VIPs in the house. All right, so the next prompt is what I need most right now. That is the question. What do I need most right now? Tree says, a massage, a message. All right, Tree, everybody. I think there's an emoji for massage. Everybody's saying Tree that emoji with the hands in the head. That little, where is it at? Kaloli says, I need a good night's seat. Acid Child says, I need a reason. Just give me a reason. I could dig it. So Muffin says, what happened? Did we lose the box? So yeah, we did lose the box. Not like universally, but the box isn't available on the desktop app. And so I have to stream with the desktop app in order to syndicate the morning journal. That's what we call it. Syndication. So Kaloli needs a good night's sleep. Acid Child needs a reason. Flying Muffins needs an unheadache. Sean is here this morning. Sean is in the VIP, folks. Thanks for joining us. So Mez needs a time machine, and where would that time machine take you? Good morning, Alex. Thanks for joining us this morning. So Warrior says, well, I don't know if you want me to answer that. So Tree needs a teleportation portal. Where are you gonna step into? FFW. We got an acronym in there. I don't know what that acronym stands for. I can't say acronym this morning. So Matt says, I want to go to ancient Egypt or maybe April. Either or. So Brandon is here. Let us know, what do you need most right now? Kaloli hitting us with the phonetics. Kaloli, let me know. Yo, Kaloli, just let me know if that's what we're doing today. You missed it yesterday. Yesterday was about coming to get that work. But if that's what we're doing today, just give me the heads up. And I'll gear up for you real quick. You dig? Brandon says, we don't need man moans. I don't know what that is. Nesquik is in the building. What's happening? K Valerice is here as well. As you come in, let us know what you need most right now. For K Valerice, it's a little bit of sleep. Need some sleep this morning. Everybody's tired. But I guess it's 6 a.m. where I'm at, and ain't no telling where it is where you at. So it's likely if you in the VIP, if you listening live, you probably do need some sleep. Tree needs an adjustment. Got that chiropractor. So check it out. Speaking of TikTok, there is Crack Talk, where it's Crack Talk is like chiropractors like cracking people on TikTok, right? You just watching people's necks get twisted and people's hips getting opened up. Oh man, it's oddly satisfying. Yeah, they call them crack addicts, the people who kind of get into that. You're a crack addict if you like to sit there and watch people get adjusted. But you know what? If we're being real, there's a lot of folks who just kind of showing up for the yoga pants, you dig? It is what it is. Let's just call it. Let's shoot straight here. So Divine Nesquik says, I need about 10 cups of coffee. Say a lot of folks. I already told you I'm on TikTok. So I might be among those, but we will neither confirm nor deny my affiliation with that cohort. It's like, right. All right, what I need right now, that's the kind of how we get the conversations going, because it's like, it's good to check in with yourself. Sometimes the things that we need, they're available. We just have to make a little effort to go get it. Brandon says, I'm with G this morning. We ain't ever out. Sean says, I need money. Unfortunately, I need some money. Yeah, I think we all wouldn't turn some of that down. But some of us, something's coming up right now. Like, I need it like now. So Flying Muff is getting that hydration. And the funny thing is, sometimes we don't want what we need. Yeah, a little water sounds good. This is my glass. If you're watching, this is me with my water. Got a big old glass of water with a little ice in it. Y'all hear them little... Can y'all hear that? I know you're supposed to drink water like room temperature, but come on. Where they do that at? A little bit of ice crunch ASMR. I know, sometimes I feel like I got a future in that. but maybe not. Maybe not. All right, folks. 17 folks in the VIP, 24 minutes into the full session. If y'all are ready, we can get ready to go into the conversation. Just go ahead and drop me some hearts in the chat and let me say thanks to everyone checking us out for session number 189 of the Morning Journal. We're talking about origin stories. And a lot of the prompts are going to kind of go back. We're not going to spend a lot of time. We're going to touch on sort of where we came from. But I do recognize that there is, there might be some unresolved pain. So we're not going to sit in that forever. I just want to set the stage with that so that we can apply where we come from, access something from our origin story to give us a higher level of clarity with where we are right now. So, yeah. Let me get ready to, let me just say a little bit about the whole thing of origin stories. It's really fascinating. The way that we consume stories now, a lot of times we don't consume it chronologically. So we have an experience, we meet our hero mid-heroism, and, we see them doing all the things that they do, and we don't, we're just kind of locked into the moment, in the action of the moment. But as the stories unfold, maybe over episodes or maybe over seasons or over sequels, we get sort of a deeper understanding. Like, oh, why are you the way you are? What happened to you that got you to this place where you are existing right now? And I think it's more interesting to learn the villain origin stories, because they enrich the story. They make us appreciate the narrative even more because, sometimes we relate with the villains. So when you hear a story, who do you connect with the most, the hero or the villain? You're like, it depends, fam. Is there a villain that you like, yeah, that's me, yo. That's me for real? So, Tree ran over to watch that TikTok real quick. Love that. So Muffins is going to exercise that body more than my mind tonight. So you're just going to lurk. So this is a very lurkable experience. So enjoy. All right, Harley is here. Thank you so much. He's like, don't expose me. I'm not going to say it. Noble says, I identify with the side secondary character. Noble is the clerk behind the counter in the convenience store that gets held up. Or maybe Noble is the customer in the convenience store where the main characters go in and mid adventure, where they got to stop and get gas, and they walk in to get the snacks, and then they have some kind of funny conversation. Noble is that customer in line ahead of them, when they get ready to buy something that just says something. Underoos is in the building. That's good to know. It's good to know. Everybody check in. It's good to know that Underoos is in the building. Thanks for joining the VIP. We're going to get ready to start. The question is about origin stories, and I guess the first prompt, understanding that not everybody comes from the same, like a traditional family sort of experience. So you may have to modify this prompt so that it applies to the way that you grew up. But let's take a look at this one as a way to get the conversation started. All right. So what is your birth order? What order were you born in? how did that affect the way that you grew up? Your only child, oldest, middle, youngest. How do you think that impacted sort of your experience growing up, where you were in your family? Now, like I said, a lot of people, you may not have come in like a traditional family environment, so doesn't necessarily apply, but just think about if there were other young people around you in your experience, where did you fit into that situation? So, Sean says, I'm only child, the one and only. Sean, AK, Hover One and only. How did you think that played out for you? What did you think? I know that when you're an only child, you might not have much of a means of comparison, but think about your friends and other folks that you were in contact with. How would you compare your experience to theirs? Mez is like, yo, I was at the top of the food chain, baby. You were the scapegoat. So Sean has a half sister that you never knew and only met once. I don't know, when did you learn that you had that half sister? I mean, if you were already an adult, it's one thing, but if you learned young, it might make a difference. So Warrior is in that situation where you're not sure exactly how that worked out for you because you didn't necessarily grow up in a traditional family setting. Tree says, I'm the only child from my biological parents. I have an older stepsister and I have a younger half-sister. Underoos is the youngest and the only boy. Oh boy. Matt says, yo, I asked for my sister at age 4 and got her at age 5. That's about the amount of time that it takes to feel that type of request. Yeah, it takes a little bit. That's not like an express order. It's like, yo, folks, I need siblings here. All right, well, we'll get on that. So I would think, Alexa says, I'm the only child until 12, then a parent to my sister, and the focus of all the negative attention. I think sometimes, the way that we are situated among our siblings can make a huge difference. If we have siblings or we don't have siblings, I think it can make a big difference in the way that we view the world, right? We perpetuate that role later on. Mez says, my family makes me focus on not rage quitting. Yeah, don't rage quit. Don't rage quit. Quitting in rage is probably not the best idea. Calmly walk away. Don't leave in the huff. A huff is the wrong way to leave. All right. Let me see. Let me see what's going on over here. The atomic stomp. Underwood says, growing up with mostly sisters, mostly females, really enhances your ability to sense what other people are feeling. The downside is you become too emotional. What does that mean? What does it mean to be too emotional? What do you mean? What do you mean by being too emotional? So for Nesquik says, you were the youngest, and it kind of sucked. I live with my mom and sister, so they're really close, and you just kind of there vibing. It's like, yeah, they're cool, and I'm just, this is just me in the corner vibing. That's all good. You're like the personification of that meme. That meme where it's like my mom and my sister here, and then you in the back vibing. All right. I gotta remember to, there's a whole sequence of events that needs to happen when I start streaming that I forget to do sometimes. So, bear with me. Bear with me as I do that. Because, we all know Facebook is a hater. So sorry, Facebook. All right. I don't know how much time you think about that. I guess it's also worth thinking about the way that your relationships have evolved if you have siblings, if your relationships have evolved over time, whether you are in touch or not, and how that plays out is, it's worth thinking about. Facebook is a hater. Yeah. Abby is here. Welcome in, Abby. Thank you so much for joining us. We're talking a little bit about, what your birth order is. Like, if you have siblings, where are you? I'm in sort of my situation is I'm my mom's only child, but I grew up, in my grandparents' home with her and her younger siblings. So there's like a 9-year gap between me and my youngest aunt. And we kind of grew up in the house together. So even though I was an only child, I wasn't living in like an only child situation. So it's pretty interesting, the dynamics of relationships and the way that they inform the way we grow up. I know the answer, how did it affect you, is maybe a difficult thing to come up with on the spot. Or you might have a bunch of stories that pop immediately to mind. But as we get deeper into the conversation for today, give it a little bit of a ponder to see if there's something in that experience that can inform you. So Jovi is here. Welcome in, Jovi. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get ready to get into the next prompt. If y'all are ready, ready or not, here we come. You can't hide. All right. So here's the next prompt. They thought I was crazy when I blank. I think it's sort of a rite of passage when you're growing up. And the thing that you did that surprised everybody, it was like, yo, we didn't see that one coming. They thought I was crazy when I blank. This is like the first steps into your true identity. It might have been an act of open rebellion or in response to something, or just you weren't doing it you weren't trying to be any kind of way. This is just what felt natural to you, and everybody was aghast. Like, what? So they thought I was crazy when I blank. What are some things that are true for you what comes up for you when you see that? Abby, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate you. So Warrior says, when I said I was going to run away from the human trafficking, and I did 4 tries later. Yeah. Some situations take multiple attempts to finally break free from. And a lot of times when you're in a situation like that, there are people who are constantly doubting your ability to finally make a move. So Abby says, they thought I was crazy when I proposed to my husband 2 months into dating. Hey now, that's pretty interesting. So Abby, set the scene for us. Did you look, how was that situation? Did you get on the knee? Did you do that? Did you get down Like, I'm trying to lock this down. How did you do that? Good morning, manager. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Yeah. So, hold on. Abby says, I mean, we've been married 2 years. Okay, so I was actually drunk in bed, but I knew what. Okay. So I kind of get it now. So you would. Okay, so I don't know if proposals in bed really count. Because, you might be just kind of caught up in the moment. Like, I'm just, man. Congratulations, yeah, I guess. Abby's husband put in that work. And Abby was like, look. I'm taking a very sweet moment and I'm making it crass and tawdry. Abby says, yo, I was just laying in bed next to him. Like, man, I don't want to lay next to nobody else. Let me get out of Abby's business real quick. So Tree says, when I wanted to stay with a man whose parents hates me. Hey now. Yeah. Well, you're not married to the parents. So I guess they probably need to just mind their business a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know. Maybe. Mez says, when I got expelled from school for fighting with a girl over a stolen gel pen. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, that gel pen must have meant a lot to you. That gel pen must have meant a lot to Mez. No, it's like, nah, man, pens are serious. That was my writing pen. That was my writing pen. We not playing no games with my writing pen, you dig? You say, hey, we talking jail here. We're talking jail. Please understand. It's not a game. It's not a game. You can catch these hands over that gel pen. So I think that there are a lot of situations in thinking about like the ways that we've kind of stepped out and done something that surprised people, expressed ourselves, proved something to ourselves despite what people might think. And the more things that you do, whether it's in open rebellion or just in, defiance of other people's expectations, to the degree that you can do that, the more you kind of shape your character into who you want to be. We are all under the influence of something, but when we can step outside of that influence, I think it's a good thing. So with that, let's get into the next prompt. Along that line, we're going to kind of fast forward and understanding that, like, okay, I grew up a certain way and I had these certain expectations, kind of acknowledging the fact that I don't have to be beholden to these expectations. And I'm still growing and changing now, even now. Now, some of y'all are old. Some of y'all are young. But even at this stage, whatever advanced stage of life you happen to be in, you're still changing, you're still growing. So just kind of look back to 2019. What's the biggest difference between your life now and your life 3 years ago? Karina is in the VIP. Thank you so much for joining us. The question that we're working with right now, what's the biggest difference between your life now in your life 3 years ago. So we're looking at 2019. And I think for everybody, that's, for one, if you're in the VIP, that was pre-spoon for everybody. So Karina says, I'm in a safe relationship now. I wasn't then. Abby says, oof, that's too big of a change. Isn't it amazing how much can change in that amount of time? Lord Zachary is here. Welcome in. If you're not in the point of reflecting, it's shocking how many things can happen, or how many things can stay the same. If you're in a rut, if you live in that groundhog life, maybe not a lot has changed over the course of 3 years. That might not be the reality for you. So Tree says 3 years ago, my parents left for New Zealand. That was freedom. But now they're back. Not so much freedom. All right. So Emo is here. Welcome in, Emo. Thank you for joining us. So Jovi says, learning to not have high expectations, reading more books, Lord Zachary says, more money, more respect, more women, most of all, more responsibility, which sucks, but I embrace it. More money. Abby says, I did a whole lot of drinking, like drink to 5 a.m., work at 8 a.m. kind of stuff. Emma says, so much has happened in the past 3 years, but I've definitely become more mindful because of it. A lot of things happen, and it's really about what you're going to do with that. What you gonna do with all that junk? Oh yeah, what are you gonna do with all that junk? All that junk inside that baggage, that trunk. So Sean says, my life is falling apart, divorced, moved, lost my job, but started self-realization. Yeah, we have our rough seasons in life. And I know, Sean, you are in a rough one for a variety of reasons. But, there is something on the other side of it. So Abby says, I guess I've surrounded myself with better people that care about my well-being. That's what's up. And you've also started to care for yourself more. I think we reached a point, by some means we reached a point that we begin to recognize and appreciate the value of caring for yourself. Whatever it takes to get us there, we get there, and it's like, okay, let me be better. Let me be better. So Noble Ancient says, I wasn't as developed in my skills 3 years ago, and I was still working at BJ's there too. Okay. Warrior says, in 2019, I didn't think I had a voice. Now I do. Soft-spoken, but it's there, and I'm learning how to use it. There you go. All right. So BJ's is not what you think it is, Lord Zachary. It is a restaurant. Lord Zachary says, my college girlfriend was Scottish, and yes, I made her call me Lord on occasion. Hey, they had that thing now where you can, I think what is it, Snoop Dogg, I think I saw he was pitching, or he was in an ad for this place where you could buy a piece of land somewhere and become a lord for like $49. Yeah, that's like, I don't know if that's still a thing. Sounds like a scam. You said you did it in Scotland. It was like 35. Okay, so you've done it. You are official. You got the title. Do they make a wallet-sized version of that certificate so that you can carry it around in case you need to check somebody for calling you out your name? Oh, man. No, I know. I know it's a thing for sure. I've seen it. Lords and ladies. So we're talking about the biggest change, the biggest difference between your life now and your life, let's say 3 years ago. Maybe you want to take go back even further. Alexa says, I was emotionally unstable back then, so you are more stable now. So Lord Zachary is the proud owner of a closet-sized piece of land in Scotland. I guess if you could just go over there and stand and you'd be like, yo, this is mine, yo. Put a chair there and just sit down. All right. So we're going to get ready to go deeper into the conversation. If y'all are ready to do that, go ahead and drop a heart in the chat. We got DT Dub TV joining us this morning. Welcome and thank you for being here. So Fly Muffin says, everything. I live in a different city, different job, different relationship. Everything is different. Manager's like, well, you already know mine. I think I might know yours, manager. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what your life was like 3 years ago, but I know one big thing that's different is Sinatra. All right. If we're ready to go to the next one, go ahead and drop me a heart in the chat as I get ready to pull that up. Well, let me see what that is, and then I'll pull it up. So we started the conversation thinking about and kind of talking about a little bit of our backstory as it relates to our birth order, our family situation growing up, some of those early formative experience. We talked about how we did something finally or eventually that surprised people. And it kind of showed who we are outside of what people expected us to be. And now we're looking at the ways that our life changes over time. And we're going to think about, instead of looking at life in terms of like what's different in your life, it's a similar question, but there is a distinction. So I want you to think about how you can answer this angle of it. Because there are all types of things that happen to us. And then there's the results of that. Like your circumstances have changed. So where have you experienced the most growth? The stuff happened, And what did it do to you, you know? So Jax is here. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. So where have you experienced the most growth? Sometimes we grow in response to the changes in our circumstances. It's kind of like we're in the world, and just as a result of being in the world, we are buffeted by all sorts of changes. But then there might be some things that you did on purpose, some situations that you initiated to intentionally grow. So as you're thinking about that, go ahead and drop some green hearts in the chat. Mom is up listening in, so drop me some green hearts in the chat. And then let me know, where have you experienced the most growth, the most significant growth in the past 3 years? Mez got accidentally demoted, so let me rectify that situation. As you are thinking about the areas of growth, let me just take a quick second to shout out everyone in the VIP for session number 189 of the Morning Journal. It's Thursday, one more day in the week, and I'm excited to have you here. So Karina says, I've grown in being able to let my emotions out. Your upbringing made it hard to do, and you feel like you're better at doing that. So Daddy Sorry says, I didn't really have a growth. My mom has been in jail and was on drugs, so the past life kind of sucks. Yeah. So Shar says, finding myself more, getting back to my roots and things that I left behind because of your relationship is one way that you've grown. Noble Ancient says, my dishwashing skills, my game design skills, sign language with Alexis has improved. So you've had a lot of skill development and growth. Brandon says, I hadn't received a single percentage or cent from my contributions. I'm confused. Brandon, do me a favor. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat, and it's sometimes hard for me to catch everything. But if you are responding to the prompt, just put a little green emoji beside it so it's easy for me to see, and I'll try to catch all of those for sure. Lord Zachary says, I've grown tremendously in my ability to network outside of social media. Connections equal money. I could dig it. So continuing with Warrior, I'll just kind of read the whole thing together. Again, Warrior says, I've grown in being able to let my emotions out. Your upbringing made it hard to do. You're a bit better. My last live, I let some things out. Mez listened to me, made me feel like a human again. So that's beautiful. It's great to support each other in that way and to know that you are seen and recognized. Speaking of being seen and recognized, Said that Don is in the building. Hey, Said. How's it going, fam? It's great to see you in here this morning. We're talking about the ways that we've grown, the places and areas in our life where we've experienced the most growth in the last 3 years. You can just drop your answer in the chat. If you put a little green check mark by it, it makes it easier for me to see. But I'll try to catch them all. Tim says, relationships, being more open, talking openly, loving harder, and welcoming more to join. Man, there's something really special about experiencing increased capacity to love, because there's so many things in our experience that conspire to make, our love muscle atrophy. I know I said love muscle, let's be cool, but the ability to love, sometimes it can atrophy, it can be compromised by our experience. So let me make sure that I didn't miss anyone. I'm scrolling back just to make sure. So we're looking back at the last 3 years. Jovi says effective communication, being more emotionally aware, networking within social media, so area of growth. Alexa says identifying and labeling my feelings and growing in my own voice so I can stand up for myself. For sure. Flying Muffins has experienced emotional growth. Your girl went to therapy, you dig? I love it. Manager says, I learned to let go of my hate, anger, and rage. I've stopped simply emulating happiness. It's like I'm not faking the happiness. I really am happy. So Brandon has a question about flow code. I don't know if you're talking about the link in my chat. The flow page that I have is a link to all my links. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. So Said to Don says emotional intelligence. Learn that it's not always you speaking. Or let me say it again. Emotional intelligence. Learn that it is not always you speaking more instead of shutting down. Those are ways that you are growing. Don't just shut down. So Cyber Shots is in the building, folks, over on YouTube. Welcome in, Cyber Shots. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about where you've experienced the most growth in the past 3 years. Tree says, I'm finally taking control of my own happiness. I love that. Ended a long relationship in order to gain back a sense of self, which is taking a year, and it's, you still have a lot to learn. So I think it's worth celebrating. It's worth celebrating this growth, If you notice, celebrate. Everybody, you can put some, what's the celebration emoji? The clapping hands. Alexa says, identifying and labeling my feelings and, I already said that. I'm sorry. But yeah, say it again. Little celebration emoji. It feels like we're celebrating in here. Everybody's wondering, where is Cyber Shots? Cyber Shots is watching over on YouTube right now. He's getting that visual experience, you dig? And everybody's free to do that. Of course, you're in the VIP, you're in a place to be. It's all good. But if you want to see me, or if you want to catch the replay, you could do that on YouTube. The links to that are in my notice, or my YouTube channel is also in my profile, so you can find it. Yeah. Nesquick says, I've experienced a lot of growth in my hair, lots of growth in my hair. Yeah. Well, hair does that. So I've had a lot of growth in my hair as well, but not equally in all places. So I've had a lot of hair growth, but it's all on the back. In the front, it's not really doing too much. So I'm sitting here on camera looking like Gargamel. But it is what it is, yo. I've kind of embraced it. Hey, I guess I'm just distinguished now. It is what it is. Ain't no, So manager says work is about to start. nice checking in. Well, thank you so much, manager. We're here Monday through Friday. So if you want a few positive vibes as you get ready to go start your day, we'd love to have you here again. All right, so celebrating our growth. And I guess one of the things that taking a moment to acknowledge and celebrate the ways that we grow is that it gives us confidence, thinking about rather than thinking about the moment that you're in, where it might not be perfect, it might not be great. It gives you confidence. Hey, Tree, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. It gives you confidence when you notice the trajectory that you are on. Thank you so much for the snow. We got flakes flying in the air. We got pineapples. I love it. So I think that, trajectory is sometimes more significant than the difficulty that you are in at this very moment. And by looking at the ways that you grow, you can notice the positive trajectory that you are on. So Abby is back. Welcome back, Abby. So we are still kind of existing in a bit of a moment of celebration. And we're going to kind of keep that vibe going with the next prompt as well. Ooh. Yo said, thank you so much for the like. Goldie, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate y'all. We got 19 people in the VIP right now. And I'm hoping that the vibes have been adequate for you this morning. There's been a lot of fun. And let's keep that fun rolling with the next prompt that we have for you. And this is another thing to celebrate. Hey, Tree, still keeping it rocking over here. I really wish that y'all could see. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you don't get to see the stickers and the animation, but something special is happening in here, But if you are watching, if you look over on the bottom left corner, there is a link to the VIP session. So if you want to get with it, you can get with it, you dig? Just follow that link on the bottom right corner of your screen. We are talking about our unique abilities. What are some things that you think you do that are kind of exceptional and unique? The special thing that you bring to the world. Feel free to drop your answer in the comments below. Hey, Tree, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We celebrating in here. Beautiful Thursday morning. All right. We partying in here this morning low key, right? I guess rip anybody who's trying to sleep, but I don't know. It's not too hype. But I really do appreciate the love and support for sure. So, unique abilities. Let us know. What are those for you? Cousin Delilah is here listening in. Thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about the things that we do, the unique abilities that we have. It might not be like you're not the only one in the world that does it, but you're the only one that does it like you do it. You dig? So, Sean says, I have a unique ability to show kindness, consideration, a unique ability for education, music, and art. Those are the lanes where you shine. Mez has a unique ability to know things that people don't think I know. It's like, hey, I know something you don't. Thank you so much for the love and support. If you're watching on Facebook right now and you think it's worthwhile, go ahead and share it. Because I'm doing this on a Facebook page and I ain't got nobody really following it, and just share it. Share it so other people can see, hey, look at this thing that's going on. So Delilah says, I could take someone's idea and create something from it. Yeah, I think there are a lot of idea folks and that might be a little light on the execution. So we need people who can come up with ideas, but we also need people who can take those ideas and bring them to life. So understanding where you kind of fit on that creative spectrum. I think a lot of people who come up with ideas get a lot of credit for the creativity. I think it requires just as much creativity to make something happen. Execution is a subset of creativity. So I can definitely appreciate people who can kind of make things happen. So Abby says, I can shake my eyes really fast. I don't know. How do you shake your eyes? Abby, don't tell me you out here looking like Cookie Monster. When you shake your heads, your eyes move. Oh, I did not know that Cookie Monster was in the chat. So your unique ability, Alexis says, my unique ability is my creativity and my deafness. It's hard to express how that's an ability, but it is. Yeah, I think that it does create a unique way that you perceive the world. So yeah, we didn't know it, but the Life of Alex has just joined us. Thank you so much for being here. We're kind of checking in on our unique abilities right now. Is there something that you do that's like, yo, you did that, yo. You did that to death. All right. Tim says mine is the ability to not gaffe. I don't know. I might have said something wrong when I said that. I don't know what that means. I try to be careful not to say words where I don't know what they mean. Is that supposed to be a G, not an F? I don't know what a gaffe is. I don't know if we are, I don't know if we drinking throat coat tea this morning or what, but we'll just keep moving. I appreciate that. So Jovi says being able to connect to motivate others as well as have others think in a deeper state of mind is my unique ability. I could dig that. Brandon is here. And Brandon has got to go. Well, thank you so much. So Mez is a linguist, especially when it comes to trash talk. Talking slick in German, it sounds extra slick when you say it auf Deutsch. It hits different auf Deutsch. So Tree has the unique ability to look past someone's flaws. Yeah, Scheiße auf Deutsch hits different. So part of Alexis' superpower is I can sleep through anything. Even fire alarms, which is not ideal. Yeah. It was like, did someone eventually wake you up? I mean, obviously. Oh, I slept through a fire alarm. Did somebody wake you up? Well, obviously. Else. Oop. Oh, man. Tree says your husband can sleep through anything. You had to check outside by yourself because you thought someone was out there trying to break in. Your husband is like, me. We just gonna get robbed tonight. Say, I don't know, G. Maybe she smelled the smoke and that woke her up. Maybe. So Sean says, I can curl my tongue and make ripples in it. That's cool. I wonder what that. Yeah, that's interesting. Where do you whip that skill out at? Is that a skill you whip out when you're at the bar? Like, yo, check this out. Sean whips out that unique ability and says, hey, you want to get out of here? Or maybe you ask, hey, you want to get out of here? They're like, nah. And then you're like, you sure? I love that for you. Okay. So we do have, I think everyone here, if you take the time to think about it, you do have a unique set of skills. What's the Liam Neeson? You know, I don't have the quote in front of me right now. Maybe I should look it up and read it. Maybe we need to do that. The Liam Neeson Taken joint. Oh, man. Okay. Y'all ready for it? We're going to hit you with it. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. Oh, man. He said, needs more gruff. Hey, you know, it was off the cuff. All right. So Nesquik says, I can crack my knuckles like 30 times without stopping. R.I.P. your joints when you get older. Your hands when you get older. You know, as an artist, you need to protect your instrument. Cracking your knuckles like that when you get older, you're going to have those. You might not be able to grip your brush. Red the Redacted is here. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. It's like, Gio, you asking for permission? No, I was going to do it anyhow. Oh, man. So Abby says, my ankles be cracking. And every time Abby tries to pull a heist, you can hear the staccato strings. It's like boop, 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 boop. I guess I can wrap my leg around my head. I guess that could be handy. I see you, Warrior. I guess that could be handy. Oh, man. Matt says Warrior has the ability to soothe and rhyme and be a good friend. Warrior's like, my voice, not sure of my unique abilities, for sure. So Flying Muffin says, my unique ability is my ability to sing and put people to sleep, including yourself. Flying Muffins will sing herself to sleep. So I can solve a Rubik's Cube. Not sure how, when that'll be handy at all. You never know. Oh man, you never know when a Rubik's Cube might come in handy. Be open to it, All right. If we are ready, we can get into what might be the next one. Let me just see. Let me take a look at our agenda for today, where we are in this experience. Okay, yeah, I think we're ready. So we were talking about our unique abilities, and now let's talk about ways that we can maybe add to those, or add a little color to those unique abilities. And I think it's important to not be tied to, of course, we have a trajectory. It's great when our growth is, at least some of our growth is on purpose and towards something that we've decided is worthwhile, rather than just being the result of adaptation to trauma. But I think it's also important to color your growth experiences with fun. So think about some things that you would want to learn, like just for fun. Maybe it's a skill, or maybe it's a subject that you want to learn about. Well, something that you would like to learn just for fun. Just, what does that look like? Steve is here from the Hold Up TV, folks. Welcome in, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us. Warrior says, I'd like to learn how to ski. Warrior, say no to drugs, yo. Say no to drugs. Because we all know what skiing means. Y'all know what skiing is, right? So Tim says, I want to play a violin. Tree's like, is that a code word for something? Yeah, we won't say what it is. Warrior says, I do say no to drugs. Don't start your nonsense. All right. I'm just saying. Nugs, not drugs, right? So something that you would like to learn just for fun. Just for fun. Matt says, I want to belly dance. Ooh wee. I love that. Surfing. You would like to learn how to sleep at night. That's such an interesting question. A lot of times people ask that question. It's like, how do you sleep at night? When you've done something egregious, it's like, man, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night? I don't know. It's an acquired skill. Abby says, I want to go to beauty school and then drop out. So you're like, beauty school, drop out. Get that grease life going. Want to go to beauty school and also really want to know how to rollerblade. You want to rollerblade? Where they do that at? Abby, why you not to I don't want to shame your like learning path, but why we out here rollerblading? It's 2022. Why you inline skating? Don't skate in line. Use 4 wheels on each foot. It's just as cool. All right. Noble woke up and said, I want to learn a different language, either one of Icelandic or perhaps one like Japanese. I could dig that. Abby's like, look, I've had it up to here with you. I think Warrior and Abby are tired of being targeted in here. Tim says, I want to learn sign language. Got it? Yeah. I want to learn costuming and special effects makeup. I love how Nesquik is always a little bit non-committal. Probably how to play piano, animation, and I'm still trying to learn Navajo. There you go. Joey wants to learn Japanese, take some baking classes, learn more about photography. Abby says, where they do that at? They do it in roller rinks. Get off me. I don't know. When you go to a roller rink, 9 times out of 10, everybody's rocking like at least 8 wheels in a square formation. Not 10 wheels in a line. Oh, man. Sorry. So Tree's like, I want to do aerial, silk, and pole dance. Hey, now. There we go. Tree likes to be high up. So Sean says, surfing, pick back up on computer app animation and learning new techniques for tattoos. For sure. Me and my husband do scary makeup on Halloween for this haunted house that we volunteered at. It's so fun. I would highly recommend doing effects makeup and stuff like that. It's crazy what you can do with a little bit of latex. Then we got a wink. I got a straight face from Warrior and I'm not sure why. I'm just going to move on from it. It is what it is, yo. I don't care if you're mad at me. So Emos has a colleague that does the aerial dance. And teaches it. So Tree, Uncle G got another follower. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with latex. And it's even more amazing what you can do without it. Oh, man. All right. Okay. All right, folks. Here we are. Joe says it's side comments for me. Yeah, we got to have a little something on the side. We got to have a little something on the side. DT Dub TV just popped back into the space. What's happening, fam? Let's hang out and chat for just a second. If you want to still talk about what you would like to learn just for fun, we can keep that going. But I want to just take a couple minutes to just kind of catch up with everybody. We got a lot of cool folks sitting in the VIP. And if you're watching, and you're like, what is the VIP? I'm glad that you asked. If you take a look on the bottom left corner of the screen, you'll see a little bit.ly link. So you can just type bit.ly/MJVIP22. I know that's a lot, sounds like a lot, but it ain't that difficult. And if you're not in the VIP section, that link will show you how to get here. And just so you know, we do have like a few bonus minutes a lot of times at the end of the stream in the VIP section, and a few bonus minutes before the stream backstage, exclusively in the VIP section here. So, if you want a little bit more of this experience, or, join us over there. You dig? All right. So speaking of, let me do a quick shout out to all the folks who are listening in the VIP. We got Mo, Divine Nesquick, Warrior, Vita, Hermosa, Tim, The Hold Up TV, Alexis, Autumn Elf, Sean, aka Hover One, Noble Ancient, Jovi, Berlin from DT Dub TV, Abby, Stony Buddy is in the house. Hey Stony Buddy, it's been a minute. Thank you so much for joining us. We got Toma, Callie Corey, SOK, Mesquick, and Tree. And did Cherry just come in? Is Cherry Chew here? Hey, Cherry Chew. Say we in the pay access VIP section of G-Stream, and that's where it's at. Yeah, y'all are where it's at. So it being Thursday, what's something that you have on your agenda today that has you kind of stoked? I know that we got a winter storm that's supposed to be coming in, and gratefully there's groceries in the house because people go crazy and you can't get nothing you need. So we just gonna hunker down, I guess, and wait and see what happens and try to stay off the roads, I guess. Cherry Chew, Stony Buddy, thank you so much for the likes. I certainly appreciate you. Nesquick says, I don't have anything I'm really excited for. School is canceled. Yeah, I mean, y'all remember snow days? Yeah, Berlin, yeah, we got them groceries. Warriors, like, I'm just looking forward to getting out of work. And I think one of the difficult things about like the pandemic is, oh yeah, I know it's snowing, but hey, we know how to do this thing remote now, so there ain't no excuses. Get up and turn on that camera, fam. Joe Rogers is here. Laney is here. Welcome in. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We're just doing a little bit of chat and check-in right now. But as you notice, when you come in, there's a prompt that says, what's something that you would like to learn just for fun? All of our growth doesn't have to be serious. I think it's important to have some play in our experience as well. So if there's something that you've always kind of like, I'd like to put a little bit of time and energy into that thing, it'd be cool. Let us know what that is for you. Over there on YouTube, Wham is letting us know that in case nobody has told you today, I'm here to tell y'all, you're beautiful and important. Lainey says, it's too early, but I wanted to come and support. Well, I certainly appreciate you for doing that, Lainey. Also, keep in mind, I love that you're here. Also, you ain't got to get up early to enjoy this experience. It's great over on YouTube as well. I'm not kicking you out for sure. Love it that you're here. But I know you need your rest. I know you got some things happening in your life right now, new opportunities that you're situating yourself for. So I love it for you. Yeah. I hope things are going well. Stony Buddies over on YouTube says that we love it here on YouTube. Yeah, we've been gradually upgrading our situation over there. So it's kind of it's always been a vibe, but it's even more of a vibe. So I appreciate that. Even if you're not watching now, please do subscribe. If you're not subscribed, what you doing? You dig? Lainey says it's worth it to be here. Well, I'm glad. Certainly glad to have you in the space. All right, so of course Cherry Chew put put a word that I can't say in what it is that you would like to learn. I don't know what that means. All right, let me see if I can say this word. I would like to learn Kampangan. Kampampangan. It's a okay. Got you. Yeah, learning languages is always a valuable pursuit. I think that in many cases, your personality is different in each language that you speak. I believe if you reach a level of fluency, who you are when you speak that language is a little bit different. Once you get past the point where you are just doing a one-for-one translation, which you can't always do because all languages don't have the same tools. So it has like you are a different person in that language. Emma says, I'm way smarter in English. I think it's interesting too, where thinking about literature. I'm revisiting Anna Karenina, which is a Russian novel, and it is a translation. But just like Russian literature specifically, there's so many sort of uniquely Russian things that they try to translate into English that don't quite capture it. Abby says, man, English is my first language and only language, and you still garbage at it. Cherry is gonna go crash. Stay alive, Cherry. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't left yet, oh, you go. I'll tell you tomorrow. I guess it's worth mentioning as well. We are on Friday. I mentioned it briefly yesterday, but I reconnected and had a conversation with Emmy yesterday about the Writers' Room session on Friday. It's going to be a special edition. We are going to include a sound prompt. So Emmy put together a little clip of audio of a scene with some music. It's about 3 minutes long, and we're going to play that. Hey, Lainey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're going to play that sound, and that is going to be the prompt that you're going to write from. So, Writers' Room on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That sounds like fun. We're going to include, of course, some Cage's Cafe, but we're going to do a sound prompt as well to see how you respond to that. Kind of expand our means of creativity out here. So, yeah, thank you so much for the love and support, everyone. I think it's a good time. If you're ready, we can get into sort of wrapping up with like the last prompt of the day. Yo, Lainey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, if y'all are ready, we can do that. All right. Mando is here. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. We're getting into sort of the last main prompt of the session today. And I want to thank everybody for taking the time and all of your the generosity that you show by participating in this conversation. Because I know it's a lot of things in here that you might not necessarily want to talk about, but maybe you need to talk about it. And the fact that you choose this space to do it and that you feel comfortable enough with us and that you're willing to share, I really appreciate that. So Lainey says, your voice is so soothing. Thank you, Lainey. All right. Oh, let me change. I thought I changed it already. So here we go. This is sort of our last prompt of the day. And it goes to this question. What can you do today that will make tomorrow easier? Making tomorrow easier. How can you set yourself up for a win? I think it's pretty easy and clear how to set yourself up for that L. Warrior says, what I can do today to make tomorrow easier is call in. Well, that's one way to do it. For sure. That'll definitely do it. The girl who sounds 5 says, I can go to sleep right now. It's currently 4:40 and I should probably be asleep. Yeah, that might make tomorrow easier. Feel free. A lot of people sleep here. So if this helps, go ahead on and drift off and you can catch us on the replay. Abby says, I can probably give my dog and baby bath, vacuum afterwards. I was reading that commas are so critical because I was just reading that. What's a bath vacuum? Are you going to bath vacuum? Like, how are you bath vacuuming your baby? It's not. Oh, man. So Tim says, iron, shower, meal prep the night before would make tomorrow easier. Next week says, I could probably try and fix my sleep schedule. It seems like sleep is a persistent need for a lot of people. Berlin says, how can you read everybody's response if y'all keep typing, y'all slow down? It's all good, Berlin. I got it. I can scroll back. I'll scroll back. Get 'em says, oh yeah, I'm glad I remember this stream is airing. Yeah, I'm glad to have you here, Get 'em. We're here for you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. So, you know. So, I guess Berlin said that because Berlin must have typed something that I didn't see. I don't know. So let me ask you this question, Berlin. Did you put a check not? Did you put a little green check by it? I mean, you're making too big of a deal of it now, so I'm not going to scroll back. If you really want me to see it, and it's in response to the question, I try. Get 'em says, I only slept from 11 to 4:30. Couldn't fall back asleep. Well, hopefully you can catch a few more Z's and tomorrow won't be too bad. Right now, the question is what you can do today to make tomorrow a little easier. And overall, the conversation has been about sort of our origin story, thinking about where we grew up, sort of like our birth order and our family, and like the thing that we did where we broke free of the expectations of other people. And then we started kind of thinking back about our growth, like over the past 3 years. What's the biggest thing that's different in your life now compared to 3 years ago, 2019? And what are some of the ways that you've grown the most in the past 3 years? And then we started thinking about our unique abilities. So that's sort of been the theme of the conversation today, looking at our origin story, celebrating the way that we've grown. And then this prompt to kind of wrap the conversation up is about the things that we can do that will make tomorrow just a bit easier. Because there's no need to struggle unnecessarily, you know? Nesquik said, all right, gotta go. All right, Nesquik, thank you so much for being here. Ginman says, we need to go back to our roots if we branch out and leaf too far. I see what you did there. Tree, thank you so much for the spoons. I really appreciate that. So setting ourselves up for tomorrow, like how can we make tomorrow easier? Because I think one of the best ways that we can build momentum in the direction that we want to go is just taking out a little bit of time and making things a little smooth. It's not about going faster. I think a lot of times it's about actually going slower. Someone shared it in the chat, and I think it's something from the Navy SEALs. I think it might have been Sigma. I'm not sure who said it, but they mentioned that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So rather than rushing through, a lot of times if you just slow down, you can make a you can make a sure, solid step rather than a rushed and hurried step. Because, a lot of times you get to hurrying up, you get to tripping up and you don't get what you think that you want. So you might need to slow down a little bit, fam. Just slow it on down. Don't be in such a big old hurry. And when you slow down and think about tomorrow, it's like, okay, I know I got to get up. What would happen if I just okay, let me just lay my clothes out. Let me figure out what I'm going to wear. So when I don't have to wake up and feel rushed. Let me figure out what I'm going to eat. Just a little bit of forethought, because a lot of times when you're in the heat of the moment, you got all this stress. If you've set yourself up to win, you're more prepared for the things that are going to come ahead of you. Gidim says, well, meal prep can get boring though. Well, let me ask you a question, Gidim. Are you trying to be nourished or are you trying to be entertained? What are we doing? Everything doesn't have to be a big old riot. You have to decide which one is more important to you. Hey, Sophie, thank you so much for being here. But maybe you do want to be entertained. Maybe you do like all that drama. And if that's the case, carry on, fam. You live the life that you want to live. But if you're experiencing a lot of stress, sometimes you can sort of inoculate yourself against the stress that comes up in the things that you can't control by being more proactive on the things that you can control. Now that tomorrow, I'm making it sound like we're just talking about Friday. Tomorrow is a pretty expansive concept. So you can think about the things that you can do today that are going to make tomorrow 5 years from now better. Because you are responsible for your future self. Like the choices that you make now, you're going to live in the consequences of those. And, you can't act in the future, but don't act like you ain't going to be here. Maybe you're not going to be, but it makes sense to live like you might be and to make a few decisions at least that are going to make that experience better for you. And that's sort of what we're thinking about here. All right. All right, folks. How's that? We're going to, that's going to be the last prompt. We're going to hang out for a while in the VIP, but that's all I had. Y'all can continue to talk about the things that you can do to make tomorrow easier and realize that, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow would typically be a Purple Friday, but it's not going to be, because we're going to save the next Purple Friday for episode 200. Because that's right around the corner, and we're going to have some special things planned for that. So Alexa says, one thing you can do to make tomorrow easier is research and learn more about the topics I wish to cover in my streams. Callie Corey says you can come out because you feel safe, and that'll make tomorrow easier. The Girl Who Sounds 5 says, I've never been to one of your lives. This is great. Well, we're here every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all those places. The links to it are in my notice. So you can click on there and follow me wherever you would like if you enjoyed this experience. So checking the weather, that's smart. Figuring out, okay, what's going to be going on tomorrow? Do I need to leave early? So, one last shout out to the VIPs before we get into our after party. We got Tree, Mez, SOK, Ghostly Hollow, Stony Buddy, Noble Ancient, Sean, Alexis Automef, The Hold Up TV, Tim, Vita Hermosa, The Girl Who Sounds 5. I got to hear your voice now, I guess. We got Warrior, Laney, Get 'em, and Mo. I think Mo might be going to work a little bit later, but thank you all for participating in this conversation. We do have a 10-minute after party for VIPs only. So if you're in the VIP section, just continue to hang out If you're watching us over on YouTube, Facebook, etc., thank you so much for being here. You can also catch this on Spotify. The podcast will be available later today. Well, I mean, if you're listening on the podcast, it's available now. But the podcast is available on Spotify. You can find that link in my notice as well. So, yeah. Get them is like, how do you become a VIP? Well, you are one. If you're in here, you are one. So, yeah, folks, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And VIPs, keep hanging out.